Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to a new Breakout Solutions live stream. I'm your host, Matt Batiri, here with you today to do some technical analysis. Alrighty, we're doing some TA on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's had a fantastic move over the last 24 hours of 17%, which is amazing. A lot of you might be thinking, hey, with this bank run, with all this FUD that's going on, why is Bitcoin pumped? Well, I've got a few theories, but let's dive in. First of all, when we did drop down, we came very close to the point of control of this entire sideways range. So basically, from the 13th of June last year all the way to today's date, so that's, we're talking about 9 months. The most amount of Bitcoin traded has been around 19,166. Now, you can see there's a few other spikes. If I drag this out all the way, you can see we've got some other high volume nodes at 19,200, 20,700, 21,300, and then up here at 23,000. Probably why we've taken a bit of a short rest. We have obviously really exploded up from these lower prices overnight. Now, why I think Bitcoin has sort of pumped from here. So, well, apart from sort of, generating a lot of volume and giving people a second opportunity. So from those who missed this low. So a lot of people would have missed this as the Bitcoin bottom. As they saw it skyrocket, we're probably like, hey, this is a fake out. I'm just going to wait for a pullback. So the pullback has finally come. So anything under 20K, I think is great value, because if you remember 2017, 20K was the previous all-time high of the previous bull run. So I believe that if Bitcoin gets to 20K or below, it's definitely DCA opportunity, because those are the types of spots that you don't really get to see that often. Basically, Bitcoin has never gone down its previous all-time high, except for this bear market. This bear market, we obviously came back down to 15,500, but in all the previous bear markets, we never went below the previous bull run's all-time high. So that being said, we had a lot of confluence. Not only do we have a lot of volume here from, like I said, previous weeks of trading and months of trading, but it was also a Fibonacci golden pocket from the lows here around 16,200 to obviously the local high of 25,300. So you can see we hit that golden pocket perfectly, along with all the USDC FUD. Even though a lot of people, majority probably went from stablecoin to stablecoin, so from USDC to USDT or BUSD, I reckon a lot of people would have also said, hey, look, probably now's a good time to move a lot of my stablecoins back into Bitcoin. And I'd say that a lot of that stablecoin probably went into Bitcoin. Obviously, I'd have to look at some on-chain fundamentals to see if that did occur, but it's just some hindsight without me actually looking at some of the fundamentals. So what to now? Well, Bitcoin's had a fantastic sort of push to the upside. On market cipher, we can see that the money flow is moving to the upside. We've had the VWAP take a sharp turn back to the zero line, which is great, which basically means maybe, at this current present time, of course, that was a low that we should have, longed, and we're probably going to see higher prices. The only thing still concerning to me is that the stochastic RSI is still in the overbought territory, but maybe we, take another run of the highs and try and hit that 100 point mark up here once again. Bitcoin is what's the word I'm looking for? It has in the past spent a bit of time above the 80% mark on the stochastic RSI. You can see back here You can see a little bit back here. So it's no surprise that Bitcoin might want to stay up here for a while whilst we pump. Can we pump to 30K, 40K, 50K? Definitely. Like we've seen Bitcoin move to the 618 Fibonacci retracement during the bear market rally, and that price is at 50K exactly. So if we go from market all-time high to the recent low, you can see that the fib retracement, the 618 to 616, is around $48,000 to $51,000. So Bitcoin has gone back to the golden pocket in previous bull markets. If you want to check that out, you can see some of my videos from the past. I'm not going to go through that now, but yeah, things are looking promising. And if bank runs become more prevalent, so more than one bank does move, guess where people are going to park their money? Most likely, maybe somewhere where it's decentralized, maybe something that increases in value, maybe something that negates inflation. What does that sound like? Bitcoin. So I reckon we could see some fantastic price action to come. But this has all got to do with, first of all, education and knowledge. Has retail investors and even has the public sector thought, you know what, banks are the worst enemy to humans and also maybe hedge funds? Are they going to start looking for other vehicles that can not only give their clients a return on investment, but also a safer place to park their funds, where they have complete control, where there's no intermediary, where there's no banks locked up on the weekend? Imagine how many people are probably freaking out over the weekend because they couldn't have done anything, right? The news came out on Friday during America. They would have been stressing Saturday, Sunday without being able to do anything because trading stops. The major stocks all stop trading over the weekend. But guess what trades 24/7? The crypto space. So I think a lot of people are going to sort of see this as an opportunity to move a lot of their capital over to crypto, even though they're probably thinking, well, it's volatile, et cetera, et cetera. A smart person is going to be like, well, let's look at the Bitcoin chart over the course of history, and what has it done? Let me put it in log. The Bitcoin price has gone up and to the right. Okay, I would be astounded if Bitcoin ever came back down to these levels. Less than $100. I just don't think so. It's too mainstream now. We talked about this at our DC live stream the other week. 470 odd million people are in crypto. Okay, so if we, what is the world population? All right, 7.88 billion. So if we do some maths, 470 million divided by 7.88 billion. Let's have a look. Oops. Let's see if my maths work. So we're looking at 6% of the world's population, right? The entire world's population in cryptocurrency. This is probably going to accelerate a lot faster once people start realizing that this is the future. Now, if you're watching this, you probably already are in crypto, so give yourself a pat on the back. You're one of those smart people. But I think this just shows you that there are bigger things to come in the crypto space. And I think especially over the next 12 months, if we see multiple banks have bank runs done on them, it's going to be pretty scary for a lot of people that, don't have diversified assets. They're in cash, they're in banks, and they probably have no idea what else is out there. So if you know people out there that are not currently in crypto, educate them. Tell them what's going on in America. Tell them why crypto is the future, and tell them to park it in the blue chip assets. Bitcoin and Ethereum are your must holds. Okay, I'm not telling you should have anything else, but those have been proven. They've been around for a long period of time. There's price appreciation. Altcoins are a bit more of a gamble, but they can give you a better return on investment if you do your own research. But like I said, I think this could be the beginning of where the crypto space really takes over the banking sector. This is why DeFi is is growing exponentially, because a lot of people are tired of CeFi, centralized finance. It just does not work for them. Decentralized finance, peer-to-peer lending and borrowing is just the future. And I'd rather pay interest to one of you guys watching this stream than to a bank, if I'm honest. Banks make enough money as it is. I'd rather, if I do take out a loan, give that interest to a hardworking retail investor that has put up their hard-earned capital. All right, let's zoom into the Bitcoin price. Let me just shut that off. So Bitcoin has re-entered into the this descending channel that we have. There's obviously plenty of naked points of control above us. If I do pop them on, we can see we are at 1 right now. A naked point of control is basically where the most amount of Bitcoin has been traded in a single day. Then when there's price action that moves up or down the following day, it usually tends to go back to the previous day's point of control, and you'll tend to see a reaction. If it's above us, people are short. If it's below us, people are long. So right here, we had why we bounced from here around 19,700, because it was the point of control of this entire sideways range. And now we're back into this channel. We're probably going to just make sure we have a good basis of support somewhere, but it looks like we're most likely, I'm looking at hindsight, we're forming an inverse head and shoulders, right? If we are forming an inverse head and shoulders, what's our potential price target? We take the length of the head and where the neckline is, we bring that up to the neckline. Let's just do it the point of control. And we can see we'd probably revisit the previous highs at the high end of the 25,000 in the not too distant future. Alrighty, so that's where I foresee us, possibly going to the upside. If we do have a bit of a pullback, we can draw a couple of fibs from here to here. Let me just remove that. Okay, so we've got a golden pocket around 21,342, and we can take one as well from the ultimate low to here. So I tend to draw a fib retracement from where we actually started the breakout, which is about here. And then you can also take one from the actual local low to the local high. So we can even come back down all the way to 20,700 and still remain bullish. Good afternoon, Facebook user 1, and good afternoon, Facebook user 2. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, this is all I wanted to cover. Of course, with Bitcoin pumping, assuming a lot of alts are doing quite well. It'll be interesting to see what the stock market does this evening at 10 or 11 p.m. my time. That's when New York Stock Exchange is going to open. The DXY has obviously plummeted. We've had the bearish divergence play itself out, so we can see a higher high in DXY price action, and then on the market cipher and also the RSIs, we can see bearish divergence, a lower high on the momentum waves, a lower high on the stochastic, a lower high on the histogram candles, and a lower high on the RSI. Boom. So probably going to continue selling off. This is going to give Bitcoin a fair bit of power to continue moving to the upside. Let's look on the weekly. Okay, yeah, the weekly looks like it's going to create a little a trigger wave down here. So looks like Bitcoin right now is primed to continue moving to the upside. So we'll have to wait and see. It all comes down to the news, especially since the news, Janet Yellen, I think her name is, said that they're not going to bail out any of the banks, which means a lot of people in maybe smaller banks are going to start freaking out that this might happen to their bank. So we might get several bank runs, but we'll just have to wait and see. We can only take some guesses and make some assumptions. So right now, guys, the only stable coin probably you'd like to be in is BUSD and USDT. Everything else seems to be a little bit crazy at the moment. Or at the end of the day, parking your funds in Bitcoin, if you're thinking of a long-term investment, is also a fantastic idea. Not financial advice, just what I'm doing. Because at the end of the day, like I said at the start of this, if you zoom out, we see that Bitcoin is always going up and to the right. As long as you're willing to hold the asset for more than 4 years, no matter what time you buy it in history, you will turn over some profit with your good old Bitcoin. All right, guys, that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you want to see some crazy stuff, probably stay up tonight around 10 or 11 p.m., depending where you are. if you watch New York Open, let's see how the market reacts, because it could be some crazy times ahead. That's it from me. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow at our DC live stream with my co-host Wasim. We'll probably dive deeper into the Silicon Valley Bank run, and yeah, we'll wait and see what happens overnight in New York. Thank you for watching, and make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications for this channel. We come to you live every Monday to Friday with educational content on the weekend. Peace.